everybody. It's Susanna and Nancy from Editorial Arts Academy. And we are joining you right at dinner time in Montpelier, Vermont. And we're a little hungry. I'm a little hungry.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
Okay.
I am hungry.
Let's make this short.
Okay, short and sweet. Let's get right to it.
All right.
So we...
Oh, by the way, we're having our tea.
Yes, we're having our tea.
Even
a little late.
Yeah, a little late, but we've been drinking it all afternoon.
Yeah.
So
we're going to help with my hunger issues.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
So today we wanted to talk about our favorite ways to kind of play with words.
Yes. And sometimes it's called geeking out, you know, like if you're a word geek or
Yeah.
a word nerd.
Yeah.
And we got to confess, we kind of are.
We are. We're
We are.
total word
We are
word geeks.
wordsmiths, word geeks, word nerds. That's us.
Yeah, we just love words, basically.
No, you know, surprise, we are both book editors, in case you didn't know that.
Yeah, so freelance book editors probably tend to be pretty
Word
geeky when it comes to
geeks.
words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We love words.
We love words.
Yes.
So the first way that we like that I like to kind of enjoy words is reading. I don't know if you all read Dreyer's English, written by Benjamin Dreyer, published last year. Benjamin Dreyer is the copy chief at Penguin Random House, biggest trade book publisher. And he wrote this really fun, very funny book that's a grammar guide. It has all the rules that you should follow, but also a bunch of non-rules that you don't need to follow, like
I love that.
you don't have to be worried about ending a sentence with a preposition. It doesn't matter.
Finally.
You don't have to worry about splitting infinitives. It doesn't matter. So anyway, it's actually very funny and amusing and entertaining. But the thing that I found really interesting about it was it's sort of like going behind the scenes to what it's like as a copy editor. You have to really care about all these rules. And amazingly, became a New York Times bestseller.
It was on the bestseller list.
It was on the
It
bestseller
really
list.
was. A book about grammar.
A book about grammar.
I love it.
And it was also like one of Oprah's picks for one of the best books of the year.
So give us the title again of that book, because some people are
I
now
went
wanting
fast.
to go
I
read
went
it.
fast. So
Yeah.
it's called Dreyer's English. It's got a subtitle, but Dreyer is spelled D-R-E-Y-E-R. Dreyer's English.
Yes.
But here's a cool thing. So Benjamin Dreyer is turning that book into a card game.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't that so fun?
I love it.
So the game will be called STET!
Why?
Well, because STET is Latin for let it stand, S-T-E-T. And that is what copy editors use when they want to say, no, I didn't mean to make that change. Sometimes you make a change and then you go back, and if it's on hard copy, it can get confusing. So you put 3 dots under it, and you write the word STET, and you circle it and put it in the margin. Anyway, it's a little bit of trade craft right there.
But if you do copy editing, you know STET.
Yeah, so STET is like a copy editing term that means don't change it. So I guess the card game is going to be you have a sentence on a card, and the person reads it out, and you call out either what the correction is, or you call out STET, let it stand.
Right.
So
I love word games.
I know. I'm super excited because, Jenny Noel always wondered what STET meant. Now you know. So hi, Jenny, by the way.
And hi, Richard.
Yes, Jenny is my sister.
And Richard is my husband.
She's awesome, and he's awesome. And we hope we will have other viewers too, but we love having our dear sister and our dear husband watching. Anyway,
Absolutely.
So this game is coming out in July. You can pre-order it now, and I'm going to do that. And I'm also making this promise right here, right now, that we will be playing this game in our upcoming classes. Obviously not until July.
Right.
Won't come out until July.
Right.
But we will be playing the game. So so that is my first tip for a fun way for you to geek out with words, and it's coming in July. So yeah.
So I've got one.
Good.
So guess what? There is something called a word museum, and it's brand new, and it's opening in spring of 2020. A museum wholly dedicated to words.
Right.
And the name of the museum is Planet Word.
So
Like
cool.
you can be on a planet.
A whole
words.
planet
A
with
whole
words.
planet with words. Okay, it's a real museum. It's going to be housed in downtown Washington, D.C. at the Franklin School Building. Actually, the place where Alexander Graham Bell first made the transmission of the first wireless phone call ever. In that building is the Word
Interesting.
Museum. Yeah, kind of its karma. or
Communication.
something. Yeah. So this is a free museum. It's privately funded. It's going to open, as I said, May 31st. And it's going to have interactive galleries where you can do puzzles with words. You can deliver a famous speech. Sounds like karaoke to me with speaking,
Fun.
like that.
Super fun.
And what else is there? Oh, you can sit quietly and just listen to poetry also. Lots of things to do. And guess what? Susanna and I decided we're aimed at going there for the opening day. We want to be there when the Word Museum opens. I don't know if we're going to do it, but we're going to aim there, right?
Yeah.
We're going to make that happen.
Well, it's not too far for us.
Yeah.
We're in Vermont, and
We're
it's
in
just
Vermont.
a train ride.
Take a train ride into D.C., stay at some friend's house, hopefully, and we're going to go to the Word Museum opening. And we might even do a Facebook Live.
Yeah, we could
from
do a
there.
live from there. It'd be
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah, this
And
is-
Jenny, you should come with us.
Oh,
I know you're
yeah,
watching, so
yeah.
at least you were. Maybe you're not anymore. But
Okay.
and Richard should come too.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
you
make
should
a-
all come.
We're gonna make a field trip out of this.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Okay.
fun.
I mean, when do you get to go to Planet Word?
I know. Planet Word.
Planet Word.
So good.
So exciting.
Okay. All right, so I've got another one for you. So I always struggle with wanting to read more. And I feel like I never have time. I read a lot for my job, obviously.
Obviously.
But I love to read, and I love to read for pleasure. Audiobooks to the rescue.
Ooh.
Audiobooks are a
audiobooks.
great way to read more. And yes, it does count as reading. It's
Yes,
doing
it
the same
does.
thing to your
Yes,
brain.
yes.
Oh, Jenny says she wants to go. Good.
All right.
So it'll be a little pack of us
Yes.
going down to the Word Museum.
Oh,
I know, I can't wait. Also, it'll be May. Instead of having snow and
Well,
cold
sun-
wind blowing, it'll be
cherry blossoms.
well, maybe past cherry blossoms actually. I think that's April.
Ooh, maybe.
But
Okay.
but it'll probably be high on summer. and
Yes.
we'll
it'll
be
warm.
hot.
Yes.
Oh well, I'm still looking forward to it.
Better than snow.
Better than the snow.
Okay.
So anyway, so all of you who also love audiobooks and want to read more, I have a free app for you to try. It's called Libby, the Libby app. And I know a lot of people know about this, but everyone that I've mentioned it to has not known. So I
didn't
think
know
there's
about
got to
it.
be more people out there who don't know. So it is free if you have a library card, and you can.
Any library card?
Well, you have your library has to belong to Libby, but like ours, there's like a consortium of local libraries that all belong.
Oh, okay.
So actually, I think speaking of Jenny, I think Jenny said she looked into it in Brunswick, where she lives, Brunswick, Maine, and
yeah.
her library didn't have it. So anyway, but check it out because you can listen to audiobooks for free. And since getting it, I have been going through them much more quickly because you can listen while you do the dishes or while you're driving or while you're trying wake up in the night and you can't sleep and you don't want to turn on the light and your husband will wake up.
Yeah.
It's just great. So
Wow.
yeah, and also ebooks. So if you want to read instead, you can do that. So that was my tip, and I wish I'd learned about it sooner.
I just want to say how important it is if you're thinking of becoming a book editor or you are a book editor and you want to be a better book editor. Reading is like the back door to being a genius book editor.
Yes.
Read, and read some more.
And
People-
read things that you wouldn't necessarily read outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would love to do a whole series on reading like an editor. There's a
Yes.
lot of like reading like a writer, but what about reading like an editor?
Yep. And audiobooks count for reading because you are exposed to the word. The word is seeping into your brain, whether it's through your eyes or through your ears. It's not that different.
Right.
Anyway.
Yes. So let me
onward to.
So yeah. So then we have our bonus tip.
Oh, bonus tip
Yeah.
is all about words and dictionaries.
Dictionaries.
Okay. So there's a standard dictionary that's used by all copy editors and book editors, especially copy editors who are really looking at word definition and word spelling and all the mechanics of the word. And you think, what is it? Webster, right? It's Webster. But turns out it's not Webster. It's Merriam-Webster. M-E-R-R-A-M.
No.
Webster.
Sorry.
M-E-R-R-I-M? A-M.
MERRIAM.
Yes.
It's actually got a hyphen Merriam-Webster's.
That is the dictionary you want to use, not Webster's. There are people sneaking in Webster's and trying to fool you and think that would be the definitive, absolute standard dictionary for any editor. It's Merriam-Webster. Okay, it's available online. You can buy a hard copy. It's free online, right?
It's free online.
Just Google it.
Yeah, and if you we just want to make the point that if you need to look up the definition of a word, which Nancy had to do this week, and it's a cool word she's going to tell you about in a second.
Yep.
Don't just take dictionary.com's. If you're doing an official editing job, you don't want to just take dictionary.com's definition. You want to actually make sure you go to merriam-webster.com. It might be mw.com, but you Google that, and then you can, for free, find the latest definition. It's actually better to use the online version. I was using the app on my computer, which I'd installed on my computer, and I was using that. But I read in the Penguin Random House Style Guide that they prefer you actually to use the online version because it's updated regularly. So, and you can also get it for your phone and have the free app on your phone.
You have that. So I came across a word that I did not know the definition of, and that happens. It happens.
It happens a lot. There's so many words that I...
So, being a book editor and a word nerd, of course, I stopped and looked it up. And I'm going to say the word, and then I'm going to spell the word, and I'm going to give you just a moment. If anybody has a definition, just chime in and say, I know what that means, and then I'll read you the official, real definition. And then I'll even give you an example. So the word is palimpsest.
That was perfectly said.
I finally said it right.
We have gone around and around.
I couldn't even pronounce it 10 minutes ago. I don't know why.
It's not easy to pronounce.
Palimpsest. Okay, spelling. P-A-L-I-M-P-S-E-S-T. Palimpsest.
Yeah.
Okay, the MP is hard to pronounce.
Yes, it is.
Palimpsest.
MPS.
Yeah,
all at once.
Those three consonants,
rare
but hard to. Okay, so what does it mean? Okay, so anybody know offhand? Just chime in and say, I know what it means. And Richard, it can't count because you and I looked it up, so you can't tell.
Jenny, do you know what it means? No,
okay, here is the actual real definition. So, a palimpsest is writing material on which original writing has been effaced to make room for later writing. But there's still some traces left over. So, of course, the origin of this word is at a time when parchment or whatever the writing material was valuable. And is anybody saying it?
Jenny says she has no idea.
Okay, palimpsest.
Because it's not a common word.
You don't hear it.
Yeah.
That was the origin back in medieval times, whatever. They had to scratch it out and write over on it to save the parchment. But here's a more updated definition so you actually can use this word, and that is something reused or altered, but still bearing visible traces of its earlier form. So it's reused or altered with earlier traces. So I'm going to give you a sentence. So I'm buying a condo. I'm actually a first-time homeowner. I'm going to be buying a condo this month. And here's a sentence that I could use. My condo is a palimpsest of the taste of successive owners. So I'll say it one more time. My condo, my house, my new house, is a palimpsest of the taste of successive owners.
So you're seeing traces of former owners as well as your taste.
Yes.
Sort of layered because of the paint colors from the former owner and maybe some of the furniture is from the former owner.
Yes.
So palimpsest can be used not just as writing material, but metaphorically for other.
So when I tell all my friends I got a new condo, I'm going to use that as an probably not. But I could. Hey, my condo is a palimpsest.
Yeah, it's a palimpsest. They'll be like, what? Are you trying to say penthouse?
Something.
So we just thought that was cool. It's a cool word.
It is a very cool word.
And actually that is something that is one super fun thing about being a freelance book editor is that it's your job to look those words up. It's your job to look them up, make sure they're spelled correctly, and make sure they're used correctly.
Yes.
So exactly. I have learned so many words just by... I know I've learned palimpsest before, and I know I've written it. Yes, I know I've written it down, and I just couldn't remember.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it meant. Don't use it that much.
But actually, speaking of fun things that you can do as a book editor.
Yes.
We have a class coming up
That's right.
in January. We've been working really hard on it,
Yes.
and we'll be opening it up soon, and you will learn all the details soon. But a little sneak peek now. It is starting in January. It's going to be a 4-week live class by Zoom, and so get to interact with us and ask us questions. And
What's in this class?
What's in this class?
What's it about?
it's going to tell you whether or not you want to be a freelance book editor. And you'll actually get to do hands-on exercises, and there's a quiz for you, and there's ways that you can learn what type of book editor you'd be best at, because there are 7 different types of editors, and some of them are quite different from each other.
That's right. That's right. There's 7 different roles you can play as a book editor, and the training is different, but maybe you didn't even know that, and you're wondering, well, could I make a business out of being a freelance book editor? This course is designed for you to discover the answer to that question. When you finish the course, you'll know.
You'll know.
I can do it, or not for me.
Right, whether you could and whether you want to.
Exactly.
So you'll know all about it, and you'll know what it entails, and
you'll get a chance to try some out.
And you're going to get a chance to try it out, then talk to us about what you did.
Yeah.
And
it's a great opportunity if you've ever even considered or thought you'd like to become a freelance book editor. This is the class for you.
Yes, and if you stay tuned with us, you can actually go on our website and subscribe to our mailing list, and I'll put that link into the first comment.
That's good.
So go there and get on our mailing list, and that way you'll get notification when our early bird launch comes out. And if you sign up for the early bird, you'll get all kinds of, well, I shouldn't say all kinds of, there might be 2 or 3, but you'll get bonuses and discounts and stuff. So watch for that. But we'll have much more about it in the next couple weeks.
Yes.
But just stay tuned. End of January, it's going to start.
That's when it starts.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, everybody. We should go home and get dinner.
Let's have dinner.
Oh yeah.
Have our last little tea.
A little more tea.
Event, and then we're done.
All right.
Mine's cold.
It's freezing cold. All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.